SEO is dead. So with the rise of AI, you have probably seen the headlines, SEO is dead. SEO is not dead, but bad SEO very much is dead, and it's been dead for a long time. And if you're a small business owner, you've been doing SEO or paying for SEO services with an agency and not getting the results that you're looking for or expecting, it is most likely because you are missing one of the keys that makes a complete holistic SEO strategy. So on this episode of the Marketing Domination podcast, I'm going to give you the 5 pillars of SEO that your business must have if you want to stand out, not just on Google, but in the AI overviews and the LLMs like ChatGPT. Welcome to Marketing Domination. Okay, so the headlines of SEO is dead. I always think that it's funny because people misinterpret, I think, what SEO is. So a lot of business owners that are paying for SEO services, I do believe what they are paying for, they are getting ripped off and they're wasting their money on it. Because what traditional SEO is and what most agencies charge for is honestly nothing more than keyword reporting and showing you your metrics inside of their reporting dashboard and how you're ranking. What they don't do well is actually doing SEO that drives results and moves the needle in the business. And ultimately, who cares how you're ranking if it doesn't relate to more business? You can't pay your bills with keyword ranking reports. You can only pay it with what turns into actual booked clients and revenue for your business. And so one of the reasons why I think business owners struggle with this is there's not an education around it. They've hired an agency. They've heard the buzzwords that they need SEO, but they don't know what they're getting into. I want to share with you the 5-pillar approach to SEO that we use to complete a holistic SEO strategy for our clients. So you can use this to kind of evaluate with what you're getting to see if it's actually working. So SEO is not dead. Reason being, people are still searching for things. Yes, maybe what most people think of as traditional SEO is dead for as far as trying to stuff keywords in a blog post and hopefully it shows up on the top of Google with the AI overviews and all of these LLMs or large language models like ChatGPT. There's a different approach that you need to take. But if you really understand SEO, this different approach that everybody's telling you to take is nothing more than doing SEO how it should have been done all along. SEO is nothing more than being clear and proving it to Google. Their job, and all of these search engines like ChatGPT and everything, their ultimate job is they're trying to deliver to their customers, which is the searchers, the best result for what they're looking for. And there's been, ways that people can game the system and hack things. So at a certain time, a specific tactic may work. But overall, if you focus on a good strategy, you will win in the long run. And that strategy is being clear and proving it to Google. Being clear is, what do you actually do? Because Google is not going to call your business, have an interview with you, and find out what services you provide and what service area you do that in. So if your SEO is not optimized, you are not going to be very clear to Google. It's not going to do the work. It's going to find the competitor or the business that is answering those questions more clearly. The other thing is proving it. It is sad to me that I see people, especially in smaller towns and suburbs, that are really good at their craft, but because they haven't been in the digital world and they haven't put an emphasis on this, the digital world has no idea how good they are at how good they actually are at what they do. They don't know the thousands of customers that you've worked with when your Google business profile has 9 reviews and none of them have been updated in the past several years. That is the proving it to Google. So you really are the best at what you do. You really do have tons of experience. Again, Google and these search engines are not going to call and interview you. So that's where SEO comes in. It is taking what you do, your experience, and putting it out there in a way and formatting it in a way so that Google and these search engines understand what you do and that you actually deserve to be where you want to rank. There may be some short-term tactics that people have been able to, manipulate for short-term gain to rank higher, but ultimately those things get exposed. If you want to win, you need a holistic strategy, and that's what we do and implement it. So here is the 5-pillar SEO approach that we believe that you need if you truly want to grow in the rankings and dominate your industry. The first one is technical SEO. So technical SEO is the structure that search engines understand. This is about having your website set up in a way that Google can clearly understand what it is you do. So again, remember, it's about being clear and proving it to Google. Part of the being clear is Google likes a certain structure on your website to make sure that things are in the proper place for how it's going to crawl or scan or read your website. All of these LLMs and everything, they use use the similar patterns for what they're looking for. And a lot of these have to do with something that's called heading structure, site title tags, meta descriptions, and how easy it is to find, or it's called the crawlability, how easy it is for somebody to click through and find the information. So don't think that with SEO, you're trying to trick a robot. Yes, it's a robot that is crawling and reading your website, but it needs to be done in a clear format. So one of the things that's misunderstood is with these heading tags. A heading tag is how the font size changes, but it's also how it is structured in the back end of the code. So if like you typically see like a headline on a website looks different than the text below it, that's because that headline is what's called a heading tag. And there's different numbers of a heading tag. On Google and on websites in general, they only want you to have one heading tag per page. And then below that has a heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, and it's nested like you would a normal outline on a paper that you wrote, if you wrote papers back in high school, and they want to have that structure set up. And with the headings, especially your H1, you want the main thing that people would be searching for. So Google knows this page right here, the most important thing is this heading 1 tag, and it's at the top of the page. Oftentimes, if a website developer doesn't understand SEO and they've built this website, it may look really good, but unfortunately, they've used these heading tags as a way just to change the font, and they don't understand the major negative impact that this is having on their website or on the small business owner's website. The other thing is your meta titles and descriptions, or your site titles and meta descriptions. So this is whenever you go to Google and you type in a search result, let's say like Plumbers Dallas, and you see the little headline of the website and then the description below it, that is your site title and meta description. And you can Google, if you don't have anything, Google will make it up for you, but why not give Google the format that it's wanting to show them the website information and what's actually pertinent on that page so they don't have to guess? Because remember, be clear, don't make Google have to guess what it is that you do or what this page should be known for. So we can use a really great tool. If you don't have this, there's this free plugin that you can get. It's called Detailed SEO. It's a Google Chrome plugin. You can get it attached to your browser, and you can use that to really easily just open the plugin whenever you're on your website, and you can quickly scan, is your site title tags done? Is the meta descriptions done? Are the heading structures set up properly? This is the first thing that I do whenever I jump on like a consultation call with anybody. I just open up their website, click on that plugin. It is shocking how many businesses just don't even have that stuff done because they don't even know what to look for. And so if you are doing SEO or you're paying for an SEO, they should be looking at these things for you to make sure that your website is technically sound. So that is our first pillar of SEO, is technical SEO, and making sure that the structure of your website is set up in a way that these search engines want and are looking for. As a small business owner, you should be creating content. But I know for me, the hardest part about creating videos isn't the filming. It's figuring out what to say for the first 3 seconds. If you don't hook your audience right away, they're just going to scroll right past you. That's why I put together the 100 viral video hooks. These are proven, ready to use openers that you can plug straight into your videos to grab attention, stop the scroll, and get more people to watch and engage. With these hooks, you'll never stare blank at a screen wondering how to start your videos again. Download it free today at seangarner.co/video hooks. Now back to the show. The second thing is your content. So this is where we take what we're doing and we are adding content to our website. So again, if you are paying for SEO services or think you're doing SEO, but you are not regularly updating and adding content on your website, you are not doing SEO. It's like a table that's missing one of its legs. Like, it's not going to be able to hold up very well because that's a main pillar of SEO. You need to be doing things like adding blog posts, adding services pages, adding location pages. Those things are so important, especially if you're a local service-based business. You need to be adding that content to your website because, again, if you're not, your competition is, because it's about proving to Google that you are knowledgeable and authoritative on the topic. How you do that is not by keeping the information in your head, but you're regularly adding content to your website to proving to Google that you are authoritative. This also means regularly adding content to your Google My Business. So adding posts, adding FAQs, because Google wants to see you using these tools. These search engines want to see you using those tools that they have on there. And the more content that you're adding to your website on a regular basis, it will help to build up that authority that you do, which leads us into Pillar number 3 with SEO is authority. Remember, I said good SEO is about being clear and proving it to Google. This right here is one of those other proving it to Googles is authority. We do that with something that's called backlinks or citations. And so this might sound dorky technical here for you, but remember, Google has to have a way to break down and showcase and prove who really should be at the top. If you've been in business for a long time, you probably get a lot of business from referrals where people are telling their friends, colleagues, and stuff about the service that you did for them. Well, a referral is nothing more than an in-person backlink. It's somebody else that's trustworthy saying, oh yeah, you should trust these guys right over here because they've done it for me. That's kind of what a backlink is. A backlink is another website that Google has deemed authoritative, pointing back to yours for this topic and service. Now, there's a lot of different factors that go into the quality of backlinks. You don't want sites that Google's already deemed spammy pointing back to yours. You actually want to disavow or turn those off. But good SEO should be building site authority by doing things like backlinks and citation building. Citation is nothing more than a directory listing. So you probably see this, think about like Better Business Bureau profiles, your Google My Business, Bing profiles, Yelp, Apple Maps, and building out those citations to point back to your Google My Business profile and to your website. We can also do this with things like press releases and other link building strategies to, again, show Google and prove to them that you are trustworthy, because anybody can spin up a website, say they're the best plumber, best electrician, best med spa, but we need to have a way in Google's eyes to prove it to them that you actually deserve to be there. And one of the major ranking factors that they do is backlinks by how many other websites are pointing to yours saying you can trust this website. The fourth pillar of our SEO is something that's called UX or user experience. This is a ranking factor to Google, and it should be very important to you because what happens once somebody comes on your website? Are they taking an action or are they bouncing right off the page because it's not what they were looking for? Google wants to see, remember, proving it, being clear. If I'm looking for the best med spa in Miami and I'm shown a website and I click on it, but then I instantly click right back off and go to the search results, Google knows that this website, that was the wrong thing to show when somebody searched for this. So one of the ranking factors that it does is it looks at your user experience. We want to make sure that people are taking action whenever they go on the website. Are they clicking to watch videos that you have, clicking on other pages, service pages, sub-service pages, blog articles? Are they booking a call, clicking a phone number? Google can see that information get transferred through to see if your website is providing a good user experience. So from an SEO perspective, things that we're looking at is making sure that our websites load fast, that they're mobile friendly. So as somebody searches for us on their mobile device and they land on our page, that they're not just bouncing off because it's not really formatted for them and it's really confusing. That we have really clear, direct calls to action. So if people are looking for our products and services, they know what they need to do in order to take action and buy it. And Google can see that as a click-through element that somebody was searching for a topic, they showed your business, then they took action on it. That is one of the big pillars of SEO if you want to continue to grow in the rankings. But that's the one for you as the business owner to where you can actually make sure you are making money. Are the people that are coming from Google actually taking action, booking a call, buying, scheduling their appointment, whatever your call to action is. And the final pillar of SEO for this holistic approach is your local SEO. It's becoming the local legend. You do this with your Google My Business profile. If you are a local service business, your Google Business profile is the lifeblood to that map pack and is showing up and wanting to be in those top 3 spots. Because when people are looking for, a gym near me, a med spa near me, plumber near me, attorney near me, you want to show up in that map pack. And how you do that is having your Google My Business profile optimized so you show up on that local map pack search. If you are not doing things like consistently getting reviews, if you are not responding to those reviews, if you're not adding content to the profile, if you're not optimizing the profile, like making sure the whole thing is filled out, you've got all your services and categories and everything built out. If you're not doing those things, you are missing out on a whole bunch of opportunities. And I promise you, your competitors are doing these things. So if you truly want to win, grow, and dominate on search engines like Google and these LLMs, these large language models like the AI overviews, ChatGPT, you need this 5 pillar SEO approach. Make sure your technicals are done. You're adding content on a regular basis. You're building authority with things like backlinks and citations and press releases. You're creating a really good user experience, and you are owning and dominating the local map pack with your Google My Business profile. Do these things, watch your business grow and rise in the rankings. And if you're like, hey, that sounds awesome, we've got an agency, but they're not doing any of that stuff, or we want to start adding that holistic SEO approach, and I would love the opportunity to talk with you. Schedule a call, go to SeanGarner.co, book a call with myself. We'll do a complete SEO audit for you, show you how your business is ranking and what we can do to help your business grow in the rankings and dominate your industry. Looking forward to talking to you soon.